everybody, welcome. So when you're first getting into Python, you start filling up your coding toolbox, right? You get all the basic operators for doing math. But what if I told you there are a couple of secret tools in that box? Tools that can unlock some seriously powerful programming patterns. Okay, let's dive in. You've for sure got the basics down pat. Plus, minus, multiply, divide. You know, they're like the hammer and screwdriver of your coding toolbox. But today, we're adding two new kind of specialized tools to your collection that solve some really common problems in a super elegant way. And here they are. Meet your new best friends, the double slash and the percent sign. Now, they might look a little weird at first. I get it, but trust me, by the end of this, you'll know exactly how to use them and, more importantly, why. All right, let's grab our first new tool. This is the integer division operator, or if you want to be fancy, the floor division operator. And yeah, it's that double slash. Its job is actually pretty simple, but it is incredibly useful. Okay, let's just put it side by side. With a normal single slash, 19/10 gives you what you'd expect, right? The exact decimal answer, 1.9. But look what happens with the double slash. 19/10 gives you just 1. So what's going on here? Well, the double slash does the division, but then it just completely chops off everything after the decimal point. It doesn't round, it doesn't care how big that fraction is, it just throws it away, leaving you with a nice, clean, whole number, an integer. And this is super, super important. It does not round. I gotta repeat that. It does not round. Let's go back to our 19/10 example. The result is 1, not 2. Even though 1.9 is, basically 2, integer division is ruthless. It just truncates or cuts off that 0.9 without a second thought. So you might be asking, why on earth would I want to do that? Well, imagine you're making a game and the player's level goes up as their mouse moves across the screen. You don't want the level to be like 1.1, then 1.25, then 2.7. No way. You want it to be level 1, then level 2. So by using mouse x double slash 40, you guarantee that level is always a whole number. It's a perfect way to keep values clean and simple.
Okay, so if integer division gives us the whole number part of the division, what happens to, the stuff that's left over? That brings us to our second tool. You'll see the percent sign, but in Python we call it the modulo operator. And its entire job is to find one thing, the remainder.
Just think back to grade school math for a second, before you even knew what decimals were. If you had 17 cookies and you had to share them with 3 friends, each friend would get 5 cookies, and you'd have 2 left over, right? That leftover amount, those 2 cookies, that's the remainder. And that's exactly what the modulo operator finds for you. So in Python, how would we figure out our cookie problem? We just write 17% 3, and the answer it gives back is 2, the leftover part. It's as simple as that. All right, finding leftovers is kind of cool, but the real magic of the modulo operator, the reason programmers love it, comes from a couple of secret moves. These are 2 incredibly common tricks you are going to see in coding all the time. First up, its most famous trick. It can instantly tell you if any number is even or odd. This is a classic coding interview question, and modulo just makes it ridiculously easy. Okay, the logic here is it's just so simple and elegant, you're gonna love it. Think about it. Any even number you can think of, if you divide it by 2, what's the remainder? It's always 0. And any odd number, the remainder is always 1. Always. So that's the whole trick. You just take your number, use mod 2, and see if you get a 0 or a 1. That's literally it. Let's see this in action. Imagine every time you press a key, a counter goes up by 1. The code then checks, is the counter's value modulo 2 equal to 0? If it is, that means the number is even, and boom, the background turns cyan. If it's not, it must be odd, and the background turns pink. It's just a perfect, simple way to create alternating behavior. Ready for the next superpower? This one is just as clever. The modulo operator can instantly pull out the very last digit, the ones digit, of any number you give it. Quick question for you. What's the ones digit of the number 87? It's 7, obviously. Your brain just knows that instantly. But how do you tell a computer to figure that out? You use modulo 10. Think about it. When you divide any whole number by 10, the remainder is always its last digit. 87 divided by 10 is 8 with a remainder of 7. It works for everything. 123 mod 10 is 3. 456 mod 10 is 6. It is an amazing little trick. So how could we use this? Well, in this example, maybe we want to change the background color based on what the last digit of our counter is. So first, we calculate counter.value %10, and we store that result. Take a look at this line in particular. See how instead of just sticking counter.value %10 into our if statement, we're calculating it first and saving it in a variable called ones digit? This is such a good habit to get into. Why? Because it makes your code practically read like English. 6 months from now, when you look back at this, seeing a variable named ones digit makes it totally obvious what you were trying to do. It makes your code so much easier to understand and fix if something goes wrong. So there you have it. 2 new operators that are basically power-ups for your Python skills. They let you solve some really specific problems in a way that's both super efficient and really clean. So let's do a super quick recap. The double slash slash is your integer division. It gives you just the whole number from a division. And the percent sign, percent, that's your modulo operator, and it gives you what's left over, the remainder. And the main takeaways for your own projects? Use slash slash anytime you absolutely need a clean integer, like for a game level. Use %2 for any kind of logic that needs to know if a number is even or odd. And use %10 as your clever shortcut to grab that last digit. So the final question I have is for you. The modulo operator is absolutely fantastic for creating cycles, things that repeat every so often. Whether that's alternating colors, taking turns in a game, or creating cool visual patterns, now that you have these tools in your toolbox, what are you going to build?